too scared to live, cause some people never learn. But they're not gonna watch me burn, cause baby I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's the dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Ooh, cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you.
Happy Pride Month! So today I am doing something just a little bit different than normal. I am taking the move-in ready house that I had previously built and I am decorating it for Pride. Now I will put a link in the description to the build of this house, but today you're just going to see the decorating, no building, because it's already built. If you want to download just the move-in ready shell, which means it's unfinished on the inside, not decorated, just the basic kitchen layout is there and all of the bathrooms are put together without any clutter or personalization details, pretty much like a house that you would walk into that you're planning on buying before you actually move in. It's not going to have anything other than those things there. So if you want to download that and decorate it yourself, it is already on the gallery. It's been on the gallery for a while, and it's listed as Suburban Shell, and it is base game only to download that. Now this, the decorated version, is also already up on the gallery. It's been there for a little over a week, I guess, because I wanted to go ahead and upload it and get it up there before Pride Month was over. In hindsight, I would have liked to have had this finished at the beginning of the month instead of the end of the month, but it is what it is. Now, the decorated version, the version that you see me working on now, is not base game only. There are no pack restrictions, with the exception of Journey to Batuu, I think. I probably just used every other single pack and kit and event rewards and everything available to me. I didn't limit myself at all on this one because I just wanted to decorate it and have fun. So the outside, as you saw at the beginning, is decorated for Pride, and then the inside of the house is just normal furnishings on the first floor, and then we'll get to more representation when we get to the second floor, which is where all the bedrooms are. So the first floor here is just the living room, an eat-in kitchen, and a flex room, which is what I'm working on now, that I turn into an art gallery with like a little computer area tucked in the corner. And I drew on a lot of inspiration from my own personal family for this build, the downstairs part, thinking that I have a tendency to put an art studio in a lot of my builds because my husband is a professional artist and an art professor. And so it tends to be something that I like to include in the builds. And then the little computer area over here, much like it is in our house, I get my tiny little area, and it's very much overshadowed by all kinds of art stuff and everybody else's projects. So like I've tucked a computer over in the corner, which would be like reminiscent of someone who does Sims builds, because I feel like that what's it called? I keep wanting to call it a Pinterest board, but it's not that. That design board has, interior design stuff on it. It's from Dream Home Decorator, I think. I'm pretty sure. And like floor plans and such. So I felt like that would be appropriate. Now, continuing on the first floor here, not part of the main house, but connected to it, I had built this little building, which I was calling a shed. But even when I was building this house, I had in mind that this would probably be like if you have, what's the pack called? Oh my gosh, laundry day. Duh. We're in the laundry room. If you have laundry day, this will be a great spot to make just a massive laundry room. And I think the fact that it's such a large laundry room, which would be really nice to have, kind of outweighs the fact that you have to walk outside under the little breezeway area to get to it. So I felt like, for reality's sake, if I was going to make this a laundry room, it needed to be an inviting place, a place where like you'd spend your time. You'd see the little rolly cart there. So my thought is that like you would go through and collect all the laundry and have it in your little bin and bring it out to the laundry building and sit and wait to transfer your laundry from the washing machine to the dryer, and maybe, read a book or watch TV on your tablet or whatever, or your phone, and then fold all your stuff while you're out here, and then wheel it back into the house. So that's why I decided to make this laundry room a lot more cozy and really big. And that was my thought behind that, while there's a chair out here and magazines and such, that I felt like you'd be spending time out here. So the only other thing on the first floor, well, there are two other things on the lowest level here. That would be the garage, which we're going to do next. And then the sunroom pool house area, which will be decorated at the very end. Spoilers, I think I end up turning that into a game room. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's like a game room. And I did kind of like an inside-outside kitchen type thing, where we've got the grill outside, and then you've got like a kitchenette area with a mini fridge and a sink and a microwave. But we'll see some of that at the end. That goes really fast towards the end, so you won't get to see much of that, but it is there. So the garage area, I put it together fairly quickly. I already had all the stuff pulled out in there that I knew that I wanted to include in the garage. So it was mainly just moving around where it seemed logical, and then adding some cobwebs and dirt and grime and smudges. And then I wanted to make sure that I go back, you'll see it here in just a minute, at the end of the garage, and add things on the floor, like maybe the hot water heater leaked, maybe one of the vehicles in here leaked. There's paint all over the floor from working on projects, and sawdust on the floor underneath the woodworking table. And then I added these scratches from the werewolf pack to kind of maybe simulate dragging that big tool chest around and scratching and denting and scuffing up the floor. So we're finally up on the second floor, which is where all of your bedrooms are going to be. And for the bedrooms, I decided that each bedroom would be a different, would be representative of a different identity or orientation. So the first one we've got here, which I would say is probably the primary bedroom, is Pan. And this is my representation. I am Pan. So we've got the colors of the pan flag represented in here. And then I threw in a few things to personalize this room that would be things that I'm interested in. Books, candles, trinkets. I didn't go too in-depth with the personalization of this room just for privacy reasons, for safety's sake. And in the other bedrooms that we'll get to here in a minute, each one of those bedrooms are based on someone that I know personally that is represented by the flag colors used in that room and shows things from their personality. But I will not be going into detail about who they are. I'm not about outing anybody on my channel. I don't feel like it's my place to discuss that. If those people want to discuss that, whether it's in like the comments or whatever, that's up to them. And that's fine. But for privacy and safety reasons, I won't be going into detail about who they represent to me. But just know that it's people that I personally know that are part of the oh my gosh, and I feel so bad because I usually get this wrong. Let me try really hard. Part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Did I get it right? Did I do it correctly that time? Gosh, I hope so. Because nothing's worse than being part of something and not being able to like accurately speak on it. But anyway, so this bathroom, as you could see when we got into it, and this is the ensuite for the primary, and it was, of course, already put together because I had already done that in the shell. But I decided that now that I've expanded beyond just base game only, I wanted to come in and just lightly remodel this a little bit, change the tub, get rid of those cabinets that were over there, and give it more of a custom shower. And I wanted to add plants on the wall because I wanted to keep it as a black and white bathroom. I did like the look of a black and white bathroom, but it needed some kind of color in there. So instead of bringing color in with design elements, I felt like this would be a good place to bring in some plants for some color. And I have to, I know recently in my builds, I've had a lot more plants in my builds because I have to remind myself to put them in there because I am not a plant mom. I am more like plant hospice. If a plant is in my care, if it wasn't dying when it got to me, it will be dying shortly after it gets to me because I'm not good with plants. I'd like to be, but I'm not. So the second bedroom is decorated in the colors of the bi flag, and I love the colors of the bi flag. And fun fact about me was I identified as bisexual for pretty much my entire life because they didn't have a word for how I identified until recently. I'm not sure how recently they started using pan. I want to say it's like the last maybe 10-15 years. It hasn't been that long in the grand scheme of things, but that is actually more accurate as to how I identify is pan instead of bi. But I do love the colors of it. I don't know, something about the blue and the lavender and the hot pink together. I just really like those colors. And so the other personality traits I've got in this room is that this is for a person who loves to read and loves music and loves writing and loves animals and are a bit feminine, but just a bit. And that's pretty much what's going on in here. Now, we're wrapping up this room. And I'm getting ready to start the next bathroom. And this is a Jack and Jill bathroom which connects the bedroom that you just saw with the bedroom that I'm getting ready to decorate. And I really like doing a floor plan that has a Jack and Jill bathroom, and that pretty much gives every bedroom in this build an ensuite. You have 2 with ensuites that aren't shared, and then you have these 2 bedrooms with a shared ensuite with this Jack and Jill bathroom. And I didn't change much in here other than giving it some clutter, and then I'll go around and put some wall decals up just to give it a little bit more of visual interest and a little bit more color in here, so it's not just this terracotta color, terracotta and brown. And so that bathroom connects to this bedroom, which is decorated in the trans colors. And this bedroom, the layout was really difficult for me because it's shaped really funny. And I apologize in advance to people who have downloaded the shell for this house, which this house is fairly popular on the gallery for downloads. But I do apologize because I didn't realize this weird shaped room would be as much of a struggle as it was for furniture placement. But I guess I kind of figured it out. So we've got this little nook area that I tucked the little desk in, which kind of mimics the nook area from the last bedroom that I decorated. It's pretty much the same. And then the interest for this room would be somebody who likes plushies and stickers and gaming and music and art and acting. Just interests are just all over the place, but mainly, the arts. So, and a lot of colored lights. I would say that this room has a little bit of a more youthful feel to it than the last one that I did. And then the next room that I decorate is going to have a little bit more mature feel than either of the 2 rooms that I've done. So if you would like to download this and use it as it is, it would be really easy to have the majority of your life stages here, because this area could be more for a child, the previous area could be more for a teenager, and then the last bedroom that I do could be more for like a young adult. So you've got a little bit of flexibility with how I decorated it. And then the last bedroom is going to be the non-binary bedroom. And this one is, I'm not sure how it ended up this way. When I was doing the floor plan, originally in the beginning, in the previous, when I built this, this ended up being the smallest of the bedrooms, which I think I could have taken a little bit more time building this and worked out a way that each of the bedrooms would have been a little bit more equally roomy and not oddly shaped, but I'm working with what I got here. I didn't want to change it too much because this is basically just a way to show you of how you could decorate that shell as far as like furniture placement goes and what to do with each room. And so for the non-binary room, which comes together very quickly because I had most of it already pulled out, it's a person that loves cats. There are cat bowls in this room, and I do add, I think, a scratching post later that you'll see in the screenshots, but you don't necessarily see me during the build. And they like gaming and makeup and music. So we've got another a lot of interests going on. But I've tried to include as many of those in here as possible. And then this is the ensuite for that room. And originally it was just white on white because I just, needed to put a bathroom in there. And I've decided to change it to this nice emerald green color. Very reminiscent of BioShock. Has a very BioShock feel. And I decided to get rid of the shower tub combo. And so this one has just a shower. And then when we get down to the pool house area, sunroom area, whatever it is that comes down off of that second staircase, that bathroom, I didn't change anything in it. It is still just a plain white bathroom. I added, I think, a soap dispenser and a towel, just a couple light clutter items down in there. And it also is shower only. There's no tub. But I felt like specifically in that one, it was okay because that it's just meant to be like for convenience for hanging out at the pool out there, to have a bathroom there, or for that game room so that you wouldn't have to come upstairs to use the bathroom, because all of the other bathrooms are up here on the second floor. So we're doing the landing area of the second floor, and I wanted this to be just a little bit functional, just a little bit more than just a landing. So I started over there on the left side, and we have an upright piano over there because we do have a couple Sims rooms decorated to have very much an interest in music. And I also have a guitar over there because it's kind of like a little Easter egg that I tuck a guitar in a lot of my builds because my husband plays guitar. So that's another little Easter egg. Anytime you see art stuff or a guitar, it is usually because I'm thinking about my husband when I'm building these things. And I've also added like a little area for just like a little second living room area with 2 gaming systems. Now I know you can't use both gaming systems at the same time, and there's no need to have both of those gaming systems there, but I just thought it looked nice. And then also, like, I really liked that old-timey radio. I actually used to have one that looked like that I bought in Cracker Barrel, like early 90s. It looked exactly like that, and it had a radio and a cassette tape player in it. And I don't know what happened to that thing, but I loved it. I loved the way it looked. And then, what was I going to say? Before I started doing the Cracker Barrel story, I was going to say something else about that upstairs area, and I don't remember what it was. So here we are. Okay. The outside. Of course, as before, the outside was pretty much already complete. It just needed to be cluttered up a little with some patio furniture and a fire pit. I don't know why I keep adding fire pits to most of my builds recently. Perhaps it is because I would like to have a fire pit. Well, in theory, in real life, I would like to have a fire pit in theory, because I honestly don't think I would use it much. I am not an outside person. Also, I live in Florida, so that very much contributes to me not wanting to be an outside person, because I like air conditioning too much. And the thought of being outside with a fire is only intriguing to me like during the winter months, which we get like maybe 3 weeks to a month of winter here, and it doesn't get that cold, like down in the 40s Fahrenheit. So it seems pointless to have a fire pit. It wouldn't really get used. But anyway, this is the room that I was talking about how I turn it into a game room and like a little kitchenette to kind of flow with the indoor-outdoor dining around the pool deck area. And then I did get rid of the monkey bars. I don't like monkey bars. I think monkey bars are dumb. No offense to monkey bars and monkey bar aficionados, but I wanted to move the planters over for the fire pit, so monkey bars had to go. And on that note, it's time for me to go. I really appreciate you watching the videos. I really do. I hope you liked this, not build, but decoration of a previous build. And if you would like to download it, it is and has been up on the gallery under my EA ID pyxiedusted. Like I said, I will link in the description the original build of this, and it is listed as Suburban shell on the EA gallery if you want just the shell and to be able to decorate it yourself. So thank you once again for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye everybody!
Not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here, nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I will tell them what I'm feeling forevermore. I don't care about the feelings, not anymore. So let's show them that love is pure, no matter who it's for. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's the dancing underneath the disco light. They can try, but they can never take me down. 'Cause I'm